So, if you grew up in the 90s or the early 2000s, then you probably remember an internet browser called Opera. I definitely remember it, and I even used it back then because it was the only internet browser that I knew of that had Flash Player pre-installed. So you didn't have to go to Macromedia or later Adobe.com and download the Flash Player installer and then install that just for websites to work properly that used Flash, which now is obviously not used anywhere. But nowadays, I really don't know anybody that uses Opera as their primary internet browser. I definitely don't use it anymore. And I didn't even know, apparently they have this Opera GX, which I guess is a different version of Opera that's targeted towards gamers, which I don't really see why, if you're a gamer, why you need a separate edition of an internet browser. But maybe, I don't know, maybe it comes pre-installed with some stuff that helps for Twitch streaming or something. I really don't know. But the reason I wanted to make this video is because I saw this Opera GX Village that they're now advertising, which, if this is an April Fool's joke, it's definitely the most interesting one that I've seen so far. But this really came up a few weeks after April Fool's. I think it was April 12th. And it looks like it's... I still honestly don't fully understand what this is, but I guess it's a community of houses that look like this, which is kind of overboard. Obviously, I mean it's got this. It's every screenshot or every photo that I see of these houses. It looks like it's just covered in LEDs, and they're all pink and purple, and it's just kind of just overboard like this. You see like a dining room table with gaming chairs here, and actually this is kind of cool. I like this old school arcade machine, but then you see pictures like this, which this is a little strange. I think you can see the toilet here, and there's a whole gaming setup in front of the toilet, and this is in the bathroom. I don't know who their target audience is here. I guess it's live streamers, which I could kind of see maybe if you're a speedrunner that plays really long RPGs, then maybe you would need something like this, where you just have to sit on the toilet while you speedrun the game. But then I don't think you would get a lot of people tuning in to watch that. That would be a little gross. But the more I see stuff like this, the more I feel like we're getting closer and closer to products like this, which I remember seeing this not long ago. I saw this maybe a year ago, and now we're seeing, one step closer to, the 20 gallons of Mountain Dew that auto feeds you, and this arm that feeds you Hot Pockets, and and it's a toilet, and I won't go into the rest of what it says on here, but it seems like we're getting closer and closer to that future, which it's a little disturbing. I think maybe I'm not alone in thinking that, that maybe our metaverse overlords are trying to inch us closer and closer to a future where we just have VR goggles strapped to our heads all the time, and we're just sitting in this weird this universe, while in the real world we're just sitting there not moving. But anyways, as depressing as that sounds, I actually think this is real, and I think there's something actually really more on the bright side about this. There's a silver lining to this, I think, and that is that this whole idea seems like it comes from the fact that there are a lot of live streamers who decided to move to the country of Andorra, which is where this is going to be happening. And this country of Andorra is really interesting because it's located here in between Spain and France in the mountains here. And despite it being right here in the middle of Europe, it is not part of the EU. And so they are able to get away with having really low taxes. And I actually think that's a really good thing, because if you live in Europe, then you know that the taxes are really high, and you still have a lot of the same problems that maybe low tax countries have. And sure, some people say, oh, well, this is the price we pay for things like universal health care and the roads and all this stuff. But I just don't really think that that's entirely. I think there's differences, right? When, like, obviously Andorra and Monaco. I know Monaco is a country here that has zero income tax, but these are very nice places to live. They have roads, they have all this stuff, and they're able to do it in more, I would say, more clever ways of incentivizing people to, to pay. They maybe pay higher VAT, which I think is what goes on in Monaco. I know they have the casino there, but I think they just have a more clever way of taxing people. And many people disagree, but I actually think this is a good thing, because these small countries, they need people to move there and bring, they bring wealth, and they bring a lot of opportunities for other people. Maybe not live streamers, because obviously a live streamer is kind of a one person show, but these incentives bring people who create businesses, and they basically create opportunities for people who already live in these countries. And I think it's a really good thing. So maybe you disagree, but regardless, this exists. This is the reality. And maybe you're somebody who would want to live in, I've never been to Andorra, but it looks like a beautiful place to live. It's in the mountains. Like they show in the video, there's skiing and hiking and all this stuff. And not only that, but your taxes are low, but you can still travel just south here to, Barcelona, or you can go into the south of France, or really anywhere in the rest of Europe pretty easily. And yet you don't have to pay those high EU taxes, which I think it's really appealing. So I find that interesting. And the other thing that I saw here, they mentioned this. I'm not sure, they're very vague about this whole thing. I'm not sure if this is ever really going to happen. Starting at 1 Bitcoin. Now this, who knows what they mean by that? It could be a 1 Bitcoin per year rent, maybe, but that seems awfully cheap for an entire house. But then 1 Bitcoin for down payment, maybe that makes more sense. I don't know. At the time of this video, 1 Bitcoin is about $41,000. So take from that what you will. I really don't know what they mean by this, but nonetheless, it is very interesting. And I will definitely be following this, trying to see what comes of this. I know previous attempts at this kind of thing have kind of flopped. So I know there was some live streamer house thing, but maybe that was different. People sharing a house who all are doing separate live streams. I don't know. But I just wanted to share my opinion on this. I know Andorra is a country that does not allow dual citizenship, at least not at the time of this video. But you can still move there, I think, relatively easily with a residence permit. So especially if you're somebody who makes money online, like a live streamer does, or any kind of business owner or somebody who works remotely for, say, for example, a tech company. So definitely something to think about, and I will be following this.